Join us.
With Halloween just around the corner and being a big Evil Dead fan, I thought I'd show you how I made this Ash costume. The shirt is the easy part of the costume. All you'll need is a shirt and some acrylic paint. First, tear the left arm off the shirt. Now tear the collar from the right hand side halfway around the back. Then make a tear at the front left hand side of the shirt. Now stain the shirt using acrylic paint watered down. I used brown and black for the grime stains and red for blood stains. I also used neat acrylic paint for some of the blood stains. I used various methods of applying the paint with the sponge, the paintbrush, and just flicking it on. And there you have your shirt. For the boomstick you will need 2 cardboard tubes, some cardboard, stiff wire, 2 beer bottle tops, plastic milk bottle, a nut, bolt and 2 washers, some velcro, paint, hot glue, PVA glue and some scissors. Draw the shape of the stock on a piece of the cardboard. Cut this out and repeat this 6 times so you have 6 identical pieces. Then trim 2 of the pieces down like this. Now draw this shape onto a piece of cardboard and cut out 6 of these. Then trim 4 of them down like so. Now glue all 6 stock pieces together with PVA glue. Sandwich the 2 shorter sections in between the 4 longer sections. Do the same with the other 6 parts, but sandwich the 2 longer sections in between the 4 smaller sections. While your glue is drying on these sections, weigh them down with a few books. Once these pieces are dry, slot them together and make a hole right through the centre of all the sections. Test fit a bolt into this and see how the hinge works. Then use a strip of cardboard to make an edge for your stock. I've also made holes in this to fit a wire trigger that I bent out of a piece of the stiff wire. Hot glue this all in place. Now glue on the 2 beer bottle caps like so, and glue on sections of the plastic milk bottle to the hinge area and to the butt of the gun. You're now ready to paint your boomstick. I use acrylic paint for all the cardboard sections and spray paint for the barrel and for the plastic parts. Use the nut, bolt and washer to assemble the 2 sections together. Hot glue on the barrels. I then cut some small velcro tabs and applied them to the gun here and here and here and here. This keeps it closed when you close up the gun. And that's your boomstick. For the boomstick's holster you will need some old leather belts, 3 curtain rings, some black material. I used an old vinyl car seat cover that I had, which had some useful plastic buckles attached to it, which I also used in this build. Some cardboard, stiff wire, cable ties, pop rivets and a rivet gun, hot glue, scissors and a craft knife. I cut the buckles off the belts so I had some nice leather straps. I then fitted a curtain ring to one of the belts using pop rivets. I also fitted one of the plastic buckles into this section so that it could be fitted easily. This belt makes up the one that goes around your chest. I then made a smaller belt with 2 of the curtain rings and plastic connector. This one goes around your shoulder and the plastic connector joins underneath the armpit for ease of fitting. Then attach another leather strap to the chest belt. This one will go over the left shoulder, but don't attach it to the back of the belt just yet. Now you can attach the chest belt to the shoulder strap with another leather strap. Also attach a leather strap to the back of the shoulder strap, but don't attach this to anything yet. Now you can make the holster part which fits to the back of the belts. I used the Boomstick as a template just to get the size and cut out a basic cardboard shape for the holster and covered this in the black material, holding in place with hot glue. I then took the stiff wire and stiffened the edge of the opening to the holster. Now cut some slits through which you can thread your leather straps. And join them all at the back. Then close up the side of your holster using cable ties. I found 3 was plenty. Your finished holster should look something like this. For the chainsaw arm you will need a 1-gallon plastic petrol can, 2 plastic juice bottles, 1 plastic milk bottle, some bits of an old broom handle, plastic beads, a rubber hose and some PVC plumbing parts, L brackets, a piece of wood approximately 60 centimeters by 8 centimeters by 6 millimeters, some flat aluminium bar about 20 millimeters wide and about 1 meter long, and an aluminium finger plate, a PVC male round hose connector 10 centimeters in diameter, various nuts and bolts, a smokeless ashtray which is a novelty item I picked up in a pound store, an old tape measure, some string, a toggle switch, paint, stiff wire, and an egg slicer. You will also need a drill and some drill bits, a coping saw or a jigsaw if you have one, some hot glue, screwdrivers and spanners, scissors, and a hammer. Take your petrol can and cut off the handle and filler cap. Then cut a hole at the back into which the PVC hose connector will snugly fit. Now cut a slot for the chainsaw blade and cover the writing on the side of the can by hot gluing on a section cut from the plastic milk bottle. Fix 2 L brackets to the inside base of the petrol can and make an internal handle using a section of the broom handle held in place with self-tapping screws. Now cut the tops off the juice bottles and hot glue them to the top front left hand corner of the petrol can. Take your smokeless ashtray apart. This section I thought would make a good cover for the starter cord, and this piece I thought would be good for a muffler on the side of the chainsaw. Then drill holes in the starter cord cover and glue on sections of the milk bottle to cover the gaps around the housing so it fits snugly to the side of the chainsaw body. To make the retractable starter cord, take your tape measure to pieces and remove all the buttons that lock the tape in place. You won't be needing those. Remove the tape. It should simply unclip like this. Now tie on some string and wind it back up. Reassemble. Paint it black and tie on a section of the broom handle. And that's your retractable starter cord mechanism completed. Round off one end of the piece of wood and attach the beads to the edge with hot glue. I then sprayed it with chrome paint and gave it a light dusting of red paint just to give it a rusted effect, and drilled some holes so I could fit the blade to the body of the chainsaw. To make the top handle, bend a section of the aluminium bar like this, then take another piece of the broom handle, split it down the middle and attach it to either side of the handle with bolts like so. Use a hammer to shape the finger plate and then attach the top handle and the toggle switch. Now bolt all these bits together just to see how they fit before you start painting it. On the side of the starter core cover there's a detail which looks like cooling fins. I made this by unassembling the egg slicer, cutting out the middle section, painting it black and gluing it onto the side of the starter core cover. I originally painted the chainsaw body orange but decided later that it would be better red, so I repainted it. I also glued on the muffler at this point and lightly sprayed some black to give the appearance of grime. I painted the wristband black and gave it a light dusting of chrome paint to give it a metallic look. The side handle was made with a section of rubber hose stiffened with wire and painted black, then attached to the side of the chainsaw with PVC plumbing parts. Now it's time to assemble everything. Chainsaw blade. I fitted the retractable starter cord onto the side of the chainsaw body using the belt clip of the tape measure. Then attached the starter cord cover and the top handle on the finger plate, and fitted the wristband onto the back using some brackets made out of the flat aluminium bar painted black. And that's it. One Evil Dead chainsaw arm. Groovy. All you need now is a black wig, brown trousers, and your costume is complete.
Don't worry if you can't find all the parts that I've used. You can always adapt the build for parts that you have.
This project cost me about £50. It could cost you more or less than that depending on how good you are at recycling. Thanks for watching.